Hello and welcome to Community Connection. I'm Tracy Christensen. The accessibility and understanding of proper sanitation practices is a blessing we experience daily and take for granted. But in many developing countries, good hygiene simply doesn't exist. In an effort to stem this tide, Days for Girls is helping women of all ages gain access to quality, sustainable feminine hygiene products, vital health knowledge, and even helping them create income-generating opportunities. Debbie Young, who serves as Regional Coordinator for Days for Girls, is joining us to discuss how we can help women in all areas of the world. Welcome, Debbie.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to learn more about your charity. So just give us a brief overview of Days for Girls.
Well, Days for Girls makes reusable feminine hygiene kits for girls all around the world. Really, we're in 100 countries, and so this is a need all girls have. And it's exciting because this is something that women and girls all around the United States and all over the world, for that matter, can make these kits for girls anywhere.
And what impact is it having? Because I know you are making a difference and you're sending a lot of these kits out. And what impact has it had on the girls and women that receive them?
Oh, it's incredible. You know, I would say we know statistically that the girls are staying in school. That's our main purpose, is to keep girls in school, because when they don't have feminine hygiene supplies, they're forced to stay home and they're unable to be educated. And of course, in turn, that means more poverty, and that goes cycle after cycle through generations. So our focus is to keep girls in school. So we know that that is working. In fact, statistically, we know that girls are staying in school longer. But if you were to ask me how we know this is working, I would say it's in the eyes of the girls we teach, because each of these kits goes out to these girls with an education about their own bodies, about basic hygiene, and even self-defense and trafficking. We're able to teach the girls that they're important, that their bodies were meant to menstruate, and that it's nothing to be ashamed of or to think that they're dirty or unclean. Rather, it's something to celebrate. And it's amazing. Without periods, there would be no babies and no people.
That's right.
That's what these girls need to know. They need to know how important they are and that they're meant to be mothers someday. That's a pretty big concept for them to learn when they have been learning that perhaps they have AIDS or a disease and that something's wrong with their body, rather than this is totally natural and healthy for them to be bleeding each month.
Wow, and it's just life-changing for them.
It really is life-changing to see in their eyes the difference between not knowing that and be ashamed of it, and then here they are empowered and feel like that they have control over their lives, and that they have the ability to protect this amazing ability their body has to make life. To create life. That's incredible.
And these are the kits, and are they just so excited to receive these? And maybe you could just tell us briefly what's in them, because this is what your volunteer base is sewing and creating and putting together, right?
Absolutely. Well, they all come in a school bag, and that's really important because then they can have their supplies in their school bag. And of course, boys don't know, right? And so that's super important to them, as well as every girl in the world. So they have these shields that have a moisture-proof barrier, and they have liners, 2 pair of underwear, and these are easy to make, and women all over the world are making them. There's 670 teams and chapters all over the world working very hard to make this happen, as well as getting distributed to the right girls, which is amazing.
And so if someone wants to volunteer and says that they can sew or they could buy fabric, how can they get involved?
If they go to daysforgirls.org, all of the sewing instructions are there, and all the information that they would need to know about the subject so that they could teach their group that they're working with how to do it. And it's pretty simple. Even young girls are doing it for other girls in the world, which is absolutely fantastic.
I was going to say, do you have any stories or examples of girls that are being impacted? And I would say either somewhere in the world or someone who's putting these together, like you say.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been able to distribute in 6 different countries to about 3,000 girls. So I've had my share of experiences, and it's been an incredible journey that way. I would say I've had some incredible experiences, and my favorite way to teach is teaching girls and their mothers together in a school classroom, because for generations women haven't been educated in some of these areas. And I had an experience in Guatemala where I taught the girls and their mothers, and afterwards the mothers and girls were communicating now and talking. This was now a subject they could talk about, and for the first time they learned why they were bleeding. And then the mothers were saying, I'm going to make sure my daughter gets to school because I just learned something life-changing in a classroom and I don't want her to miss out. That's a pretty incredible experience. I've also had women stand up in the back of the room and say, why haven't we known this before? I wish I knew this 8 babies ago. This has been really hard on us. We've never had anything to help us this way. And what an incredible experience to be able to change things around in an instant and let them help themselves instead of just being a handout. They can help themselves now.
Thank you so much for sharing with us about Days for Girls, and hope you get lots more support.
Oh, we will.
Thank
you.
There are countless ways to serve those in need and help make a difference in every part of the world. To find out more about Days for Girls and other groups providing services, please visit our website at kbyu11.org. Thank you for watching. Please join us again next time on Community Connection.